have satellite confirmation. They've brought out another spare object weapon against us, but this time it's the break carrier's main cannon. The high-output railgun.
Come in, Princess! You're in close range of their gun, but it's also within reach of our main guns! Unleash the thunder, Princess! Before they fire on us!
I can't get a good line of sight.
Princess, look out! Avia? Avia! The freaking road caved in! Watch your step, Quenter! I promise this overgrown pothole ain't worth the trip. Thanks for the advice. Sure. Look, I don't think I'll be able to climb out. I'm gonna try to find another way. Roger that. Don't get killed. Back at ya. Come in. Baby Magnum. Status report.
I've been pinned down by the rubble. I'm a sitting duck.
I can certainly try. Ah!
Oh no! Are you alright?
Yeah. Damn it.
Come in, Baby Magnum. This is Burning Alpha. Looks like you could use a hand. Or more accurately, some 500-kilogram bombs. But you get the gist.
Burning Alpha. The enemy has a fully operational spare object gun. They most likely have anti-air lasers set up. Flying in that kind of airspace will only get you shot down.
Don't I know it, baby? Here goes. The trick is to fly a path that makes it impossible to lock onto me. Sure, it's practically suicidal. But every now and then, I want a shot at being the hero, too!
You trying to kill me, hotshot? Not cool.
I suggest you stay down, Quenter. I'm firing on the enemy gun battery.
All right, time to toast that crazy powerful railgun. Hold on a second. Is it even possible? Could firepower of that magnitude be stabilized by a bunch of anchors? Look at what happened to their sub-weapon railguns. They all toppled over. If you take a main gun with that much power behind it... Of course. That's it! If there really were another object, they wouldn't use their railguns like this, even with a half-operational unit. So that means there's no unknown X. Instead, if they have anything at all, it would be... Princess! The railgun is actually a trap set just for the Baby Magnum. Don't panic, but I think they buried a prototype reactor. You have to get out of there, now!
Let's cut to the chase. You're going to accept his request for intervention, aren't you, Lieutenant Colonel Farolito?
Yes. And I'll be perfectly frank. Whether this sparks a war between your legitimate kingdom and the Capital Enterprise or not has no impact on the Intelligence Union's decision whatsoever.
Yes, the railgun technology on the break carrier is absolutely unprecedented. But what you're suggesting is simply not worth it.
You misunderstand. This has nothing to do with the railgun, though it is a nice bonus. No, what we're after is the actual mass driver space technology itself.
Is that supposed to be a joke, Lindy? Your space transport program should be capable of using the same laser-driven orbital elevators we use. Why go after something so outdated?
You should know the fragility of conventional doctrines. The laser system may be superior today, but you never know when some as-yet undiscovered problem might rear its head. Contingency plans will always be necessary, which is why sifting through all the acquired data, even that which seems of little use, will be the key to our survival in the ever-changing battlefields of the not-too-distant future. You see, each bit of data is a thread, insignificant on its own, but woven together it becomes a net, making the desired fish easier to catch, as well as keeping out any pests the world might throw at us.
Perfect browsing intelligence? It's a total pipe dream. And you'd plunge us all into a war for a sliver of a chance to make it happen?
Yes.
So be it. We'll be forced to eliminate Slatter Honeysuckle with extreme prejudice, and deny you any possible reason to intervene in our nation's affairs.
Then you had better hurry. We're in the final preparation stages for the upcoming battle. And as I'm sure you realize, if the Mass Driver Foundation is able to destroy your object in the field, you'd be left with nothing which might deter the full force of our onslaught.
I give you half an hour, 45 minutes tops before I've wiped you all out.
You alright?
Yeah, you?
I'm fine. Somehow avoided being barbecued.
I won't be mobile anytime soon. They damaged my feet pretty severely. And because of that, the countdown has started.
The countdown? What for? The self-destruct system?
Yes. I'm sifting through subroutines to cancel the command.
Just hope I can move faster than the system.
And if you can't, does that mean the baby Magnum is gonna blow up?
Unlikely. The system is probably in pattern B, which means it'll eject the elite, then enter standby mode, ready to respond to a remote detonation command.
I'm so sorry, Quinther. I know that if I lose the object now, our entire army is going to suffer for it.
Hey, it's okay. We're the ones who made you fight in the first place, even though you were already damaged. Don't let it bother you, Princess.
Thank you.
Forget it. Let's just worry about getting away for now. Do you know your estimated landing point after ejection?
Yeah, sending the coordinates your way. Showing 100 seconds to ejection.
Following coordinates. See you at your LZ. Our people are scattered. There's no use in asking for reinforcements. And I haven't heard anything from Havia. That bastard better not have gone and died on me. What if this was their plan? Force a self-destruct, set up anti-aircraft guns, anticipating the pilot's trajectory? The hell was that? Looks like a steel net? It's blocking the ejection hatch. If the princess ejects with that thing in the way, she'll smash into it at high velocity. It'll cut her to ribbons. Listen close. You've got to cancel the ejection countdown.
What?
Someone's deliberately blocked the hatch with a steel net. If the system activates with it in place, you'll get shredded by the wires. No time to even respond. Damn.
Subroutine 1134B to bypass the command signal. No good. Disable security on 1157C. Enter debugging mode. No good.
No good!
That was close.
My hero.
Legitimate kingdom, I take it? Looks like the little miss is well liked by those serving under her.
And who might you be?
Slatter Honeysuckle, boy! Military advisor to the Mass Driver Foundation's ex-chairman. Capital Enterprise, top-tier investor. Oh, and world-renowned object designer. The man your legitimate kingdom military superiors want dead, priority #1. And since you haven't returned fire on me, I assume you don't have a gun. Better hurry up and kill me, before the Intelligence Union and the Capital Enterprise come rolling through here like they own the place.
Just surrender! You can try bluffing, but I know you're out of objects! The high-output railgun and the test reactor? You used them springing your trap! You're out of moves!
Says the pessimist. Newsflash, the Intelligence Union will be here soon. I've requested asylum with them.
How do you think they deal with rats like you? Sure, go with them, and get tortured for the rest of your short life! A bastard who sells his own country's intel? No way is some other country ever gonna trust him. Just saying, in case you didn't know.
Maybe you're right. If the mass driver tech's the only gift I come bearing. What did you think this elaborate setup was for? Our Rizolette's firing range maxes out at 3,000 clicks. If we really wanted to, we could have taken out your object from the very beginning, while it was still on standby in the Antarctic Ocean.
Rizolette. That must be the brake carrier's official designation. So what are you playing at?
The death of conventional doctrines. Objects have become synonymous with war. Victory or defeat is calculated before the fight even begins, according to quantity and unit specs. These have been the rules of modern warfare since objects first arrived on the battlefield, and quite a few people would like to see this trend finally meet its end. That's what I'm after.
Don't tell me.
To defeat an object without using an object. The naysayers have been dreaming of that possibility for years. And to demonstrate that it can in fact be done, the time had come for me to take action. Like the anti-tank positions in Antarctica, built from a surplus of small arms. Or the trap with the high-output railgun as bait. And the resulting point-blank explosion from the prototype reactor. I also collected a sizable amount of data which might prove so useful to the Intelligence Union they grant me asylum. Furthermore, this research has given me insight on a major breakthrough that's promisingly attainable, but still slightly incomplete. When it comes time to negotiate, it'll be more effective than intel on perfected technology. And since my innovation is theoretically sound yet incomplete, torture's not a viable option.
So that's it. He's planning to use his potential research as a last-ditch ace in the hole. Instead of spending resources to build objects, if you could crush an enemy with just the parts, war would be a fraction of the cost. No, it would be a fraction of the cost. Whether it's even viable or not isn't important. By making them think such a method might possibly be within reach, he strengthens his bargaining position. And to do that, you let the brake carrier be destroyed and let them think that's all possible!
Brake carrier? Ah, that was your side's code name for the Rizolette. To tell the truth, it wasn't that premeditated. After the loss of the Rizolette, I realized my plans would need to change. The promise of a tech that destroys objects without objects would be the key to my bid for asylum. So what I'm doing right now is basically the plan B that I'd set up in advance. Just between us, if we can continue developing mass driver technology the way we see fit, we don't care about the rest. Whether that means a free-for-all war breaks out between 3 armies, or people come to their senses and shift away from modern object-centric warfare. The world must choose, and those giants are only good for creating death.
I'm afraid you and I will never come to an understanding.
Enlighten me.
People like you let objects and elites wage your wars, while you just sit there counting your money. But when the time comes and your object is defeated, you have no qualms pointing your finger at the pilot saying it was all this bastard's fault! We just built it! We didn't do anything wrong! Then again, if things go south here, the brass might end up saying the same about me.
At least I'm not completely delusional. You try to avoid casualties out of some sense of honor. A misguided wannabe destroying the very objects he hopes to one day design. Right? Combat Engineer Quenther Barbatage?
What the? How does this bastard know my name? He's charging.
You're more famous than you give yourself credit for. Yes, you. Especially among the object-making community. They've grown tired of you destroying the best they can create. How dramatic. It barely grazed you. I'm an engineer first and foremost, so I'm practically an amateur with firearms. Nicking you is pure luck. Which means I plan to kill you the second I get the chance. Hey, now should be perfect. I can't miss at this range.
Do it. Or you can waste your opportunity by gloating. You've had more than enough time to empty that entire magazine, you coward. Because you have to prove how clever you are, you get taken advantage of, and lose the upper hand! Don't bother aiming. You've run out of time.
How dare he! Hold on. That switch. Is it even connected to those bombs on his chest? Or something else?
Great scumbag. You're supposed to be a genius. You should know when to give up. Not too bad. Looks like I showed up in the nick of time. Yeah. That's checkmate. I'm glad that's over. And it looks like the Mass Driver Foundation is gonna answer for their crimes under legitimate kingdom law. Well, everything was technically resolved within our borders.
The Capital Enterprise and the Intelligence Union both came to Amazonia with the intent of extraditing the fugitive Slatter Honeysuckle. But we have no intention of obliging them.
And what about Honeysuckle? What happens to him?
They're bickering over that as we speak. If you'd shot him dead then and there, it would have made things much simpler in general. But you didn't because of your similar circumstances?
Honestly, I don't really know why. It's just, everything we did to stay alive. I thought, couldn't the same be said of him? With him disarmed, he didn't need to die.
They've estimated repair time at about 2 weeks. Looks like I'm grounded until they're finished. You did a great job. I mean it. Thanks again.
You did good work too. But we cut it close, didn't we? The death of conventional doctrines. How, huh? Forget about it. Something Honeysuckle said. We're not the only ones now. Others are showing up, devising ways to destroy objects without using an object themselves. Soon they'll be as successful as us.
Isn't that the way of things? The history of warfare is full of soldiers devising new ways to defeat their enemies.
So tell me, is that cycle a good thing?
Beats me. But you know, our style of fighting, with the focus on objects, results in minimal casualties during dispute resolution. And hey, on that topic, we had an all-right record on this excursion. First, we blasted the brake carrier into pieces, and yours truly prevented the destruction of the dam. Oh, and the cherry on top, we captured the enemy leader alive!
Yeah, Havy's right! Lots of meritorious conduct. Boom!
What are you fools talking about? The princess was the one who actually finished off the brake carrier, as I recall. And if you want to bring up what happened at the dam, know that Corporal Serona's plan, playing by the books, was right.
Huh?
Even the capture of Honeysuckle. It wasn't a solo action, but part of a larger operation run by the battalion. So thank you for doing your part in our unit's success. Now let's move on to where you idiots screwed up. First, you went out of your way to save the Capital Enterprise's Major General at his vacation home on the moon. That's a big minus. Next, I heard you had tea and crumpets on the coffee farm down at the op site. Receipt of goods and services from non-combatants during an op is against regulations, another minus.
Come on!
And to top it off, Quinther thought it would be fun to give me a surprise breast fondling. Insulting a superior officer is the biggest minus of all.
Bastard!
Looking at the whole picture, though, the pluses stand out more than the minuses. But you still have to be punished for your infractions. 300 lashes seems fair.
You're gonna flay us from head to toe after all we've done? You can't hold that kind of grudge because of your cans! They were incredibly squishy, but I think the price you're making us pay for your rocket rack is too high!
After every 10 lashes, we'll switch things up and drip 10 candles on your tender part.
No deal! That doesn't even come close to mitigating our punishment! I don't want to wear a weird wax chastity belt!
Whatever happened to letting the punishment fit the crime? I didn't even get to honk your hooters! No fair giving me the same punishment!
I don't handle candles well!
What does that mean?
Rope
Try
and
that?
a horse.
What is this, a rodeo?
I don't want to die!
Oh, so you'd like a way out?
Yeah!
Then you should go get some results and try to win back my trust. And it just happens I've got the perfect job. You'll love it. It involves a quick jaunt to the ends of the Earth to bring another invincible object crumbling down.
What?